We are live right here with Cyberint, a major leader in the cybersecurity industry here. How are you today?
Great, how are you?
Very good, I'm very good. Could you please introduce yourself to everybody who's watching us from the live feed, live at home, wherever they are in this world, and tell them a little bit about what Cyberint is about?
Definitely. My name is Yochai Corem, I'm the CEO of Cyberint. And Cyberint is a unique company in the area of threat intelligence and digital risk protection and attack surface management. Actually, we are one of the only vendors that compromise all of those three topics in one, providing protection from outside the perimeter. This means that without any installation, any integration, or any prior information on the company, we're able to provide them two main things. One, how they look from the outside, what is the potential attack surface, the IPs, the domains, the cloud assets they are using, and which windows they kept open for a threat actor to get in and utilize for different types of attacks. And we combine this with the open, deep, and dark web collection. We do it for more than 6 years already, collecting everything you can in the dark web, in instant messaging, social media, application stores, and many other sources, finding if there any chatter and intention to attack or any data that has been leaked in order to try to give the company the ability to remediate quickly.
And so what are you guys noticing as some of the main threats that a lot of these enterprises are kind of coming up against? We've heard all sorts of things here, whether it's, too many permissions being left open to people, third parties who are having the ability to kind of, get involved in the environment, whether we're also having the human factor of just whatever's going on, ransomware. What do you guys see as the main threat from Cyberint's perspective?
Yeah. So because we monitor all the chatter of the threat actors everywhere, all the time, I can tell you that definitely they're trying to get the first access into the company. This is the main hurdle for threat actors to get in. Once they're inside, then it's usually an easy game because there are so many ways once you're in the perimeter.
When you say first access, what do you mean?
So this first access could be someone selling an RDP access to a server that was left open, could be accounts. So in many cases, the two main attack vectors today are either phishing or info stealers. The outcome of those will be a live account, so someone can just log in as an employee of the company, and from that point, it's usually a game over in minutes.
Very interesting. I mean, that sounds obviously terrible, right? Something that we all want to prevent.
Yeah, we for example, tracked in the last few months 3 million machines in the world with that have info stealers installed. So if you want to download a free Microsoft Windows from a website because you want to save a few dollars and you download, you don't know that there is inside a malware. If you want to see, like in Israel, many people like to see Turkish TV series, right?
Of course, yes, we all know that.
Yeah, and they want to see it for free. So they go to an online streaming website, and inside they download the malware to their machine. This malware collects everything from the browsers, all the documents they have, etc., including all the credentials that are being saved in their browser, because no one wants to remember the passwords for...
Not anymore, at least.
Yeah, and then you have the bank account and Office 365 and your Gmail and Facebook and LinkedIn, also to the work. And because everyone works from home today, use your personal machine in order to log into your company email or other services. And the hackers have today about 3 million username and passwords, and these are being offered for sale for $6 to $10 in the darknet, very easy. So a hacker doesn't have to work hard to get a $2 million ransomware attack. They can need to pay maybe $100 on few passwords, and that's all.
And that's basically, and then they have all the information that they need.
Yeah, it's a marketplace. Why work hard when you can, buy someone else's result, which is few passwords.
And I want to kind of dive into this dark web analysis that you guys are doing, obviously to the level that we can with you guys, but something that we haven't heard really from many companies today, that no one's really kind of analyzing we can say the chatter in the dark net, and trying to also model that for companies in a threat intelligence kind of way. Can you kind of explain a little bit about what you guys are doing that's so unique in the dark web sphere?
First of all, the dark web is maybe an old terminology for where threat actors are making discussion and commerce. Today it's a lot in Telegram and other sources. So we collect everything, not just the pure darknet. And then the question is, in intelligence organization, what are the type of sources that you have and what is the access you're able to develop? And you understand that those hackers don't want everyone to be there because they cannot make a private discussion. Sure. So over the years, we were able to find, we'll not provide everything on this live stream, and everyone wants, they can contact us. Very deep and intimate access to some of those places where threat actors actually conducted discussion. I would say we overlap that with what we call virtual human operations. Okay. So we have a team that actually can go underground with our virtual avatars and make discussions with threat actors in Mandarin, Russian, whatever other languages they work with. So if you have something to sell, I can actually discuss with you and say, oh, can you give me more? How did you get it? Is it legit? You know, some of those threat actors are scams, scammers. They sell they have data, but it's all data and they just want the money, right? So we know where it's real and where it's not, and give the companies we work with real non-false positive information so they can actually act upon.
Got you. Now, also, when it comes to threat intelligence, obviously you guys are looking at vulnerabilities. You're looking at this whole level of chatter that's, as you said, going down in the dark web, what people are trying to sell and whatnot. How does this relate to companies trying to get into another level of compliance? Also get into the regulations to understand, okay, we need to make sure our privacy level is good. We need to make sure that we're following GDPR and stuff like that. But we also need to make sure that we're not vulnerable to threats.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, Cyberint is combining both the open, deep, and dark web with attack surface management. This means that from the outside, we'll try to execute the first stage of an attack, which is called the reconnaissance stage. So when you give me Company X actually have 100 different domains. It's someone from marketing, registered 2 years ago, and another DevOps guy created a new domain. So we will find all of those automatically because we scan the entire internet and can do the reverse engineering. This IP to which domain it is associated, and then tell you, which helps you in the regulation to verify there's no missed, item left open. Maybe remind ourselves on a very problematic attack on Shearbit, which was an insurance.
Right.
So how Shearbit was hacked? There was an FTP site left open with an employee that left the company already, that no one knows that FTP was open, with an old database that should not have been there. And that was enough for 1/4 of revenue to be wiped, 10 million shekels to be fined by the insurance from in the government, and at the end of the day they were sold to the Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so, actually.
So compliance, right? The entire database of everyone. Maybe another case we just had a few months ago with a very big healthcare provider in APAC, where the supply chain, where their appointment setting system vendor was hacked.
So the appointment setting vendor of this company was hacked. They're a third party. They're not even basically associated. They're just an appointments guy.
Right, but remember, when we want to set up a vaccination appointment, right? So the appointment setting system has all the data of all the customers of this healthcare provider. So suddenly they see in rate forums option to buy all the data of this healthcare provider for $2,000, right? Which is, of course, against every policy and regulation the healthcare provider has. So this is an example of things we're able to identify, and at the end of the day, this information was not published due to some operations we did with them, and we could identify where is the source of the hack. So no one knew. What I'm telling you now is the result of the investigation. Before that, they didn't know where this data is coming from, which database is exposed, etc., etc.
Now, also, I'm going to take the conversation a little different direction. How are you guys, helping to support the Israeli cyber security ecosystem? Whether that's working with other enterprises here, whether that's working with startups here, whether that's even just working with the talent pool here and trying to source different types of levels. So, could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. First of all, we work with the Israeli, let's say, government in different areas. So I would see that as part of our support.
Definitely a big one.
No, they're not. It's not about the money they pay. It's about being supportive of making sure that me as a citizen and my mother and kids are all safe. I would say that in our area, the most important part is verifying that women and men have equal, I would say, options in the industry. This is one of the things that we put in a big emphasis. So I think Cyberint is one of the companies that almost have 50-50. In terms of women and men in the
really 50-50%.
Almost not. I'm striving together, but we are not far away. Both in the management, in all leadership levels, and of course in all employees. And I would definitely want to see more women have a chance to work with cyber companies and get the opportunities. This is something we put as part of our values and in the culture.
And are you guys kind of sourcing, because obviously women being represented in cybersecurity and cyber tech in general, in the tech, field in general, is obviously not as much as men, and that is problem and things that are, trying to be corrected. Are you guys, sourcing women from specific programs? Are you guys, focused on, I know there's the ultra-Orthodox sector that has a big focus. Where do you guys focus a lot of your time and effort for that?
So we are doing all of those, actually. And I would say, luckily, because we have a lot of women in our teams already, it gives the confidence for others as well to come and join. And we take even people in juniors, because we think this is the place to grow. and we give them the options then to go and spread in another industry. I see many people that even after 3 or 4 years, if they go to another company, I feel proud. It's like the people go up from the nest, right? So this is definitely something we want, and I call all women in junior and senior in all positions. We definitely want to have a 50-50 at the end of the day in Cyberint.
Well, as you guys heard it right here, if you are a woman and you are looking for a job in cybertech, also a man, as we should say, they have a space for you here. Now, for our last question that I always like to end on is, what are you looking from here at Cybertech? Are you looking for partnerships? Are you looking for networking opportunities? Or are you looking to just, expose yourself to new talent?
Actually, as you can imagine, all of the above. For me, after 2 years without face-to-face interactions, I couldn't stop talking yesterday and expect today to be the same today. Really hundreds of customers and prospects, and I had a customer from Italy. We actually had dinner together after 2 years. Yeah, he is a customer we never met face-to-face.
Actually?
Yes, wow. Never met. It's over Zoom, and suddenly we can meet. It's it's really create the relationship to a different level.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, listen, I really wish you guys the best here. It sounds like Cyberint is doing some incredible things in the field, and just really wish you the best here at Cybertech. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one.